All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dowell. Now comes the long-awaited video. This is a video, and I want to give you some history here, okay? I want to give everybody out there some history so they can comprehend and understand where we are coming from, all right? We live in a rural country area, all right? And our region, the biggest city near us is Nashville, Tennessee. Okay, and that for us is big city. Okay, Sister Carol and I have been married well over 30 years, and she's traveled to a lot of parts of the world and have lived outside of the United States of America quite a few times. When she was a child, her dad is a veteran. She's married to me. We lived in Germany for 3 years. I'm saying all this to let you know that, not only am I a veteran, but I'm a highly skilled, trained veteran. Okay, now let's go from there. Here in Tennessee and at the border Kentucky line, the environment, and I want to use this video as a teaching video. I want you all to listen to me very closely, because I call this situation a win situation. I'm a little bit different. I'm a little bit different than a lot of people. And what I mean by that is I watch what goes on in the world. I watched what happened to, I think his name, Philandro Castile. I watched what happened to Alton Sterling. I watched what happened to Sandra Bland. I'm fully aware of what goes on in this country. And relationships between police officers, cops, and the civilian populace is eroded all the way clear across the scale. From my perspective and my experience and from what I know, I believe that there is a war with the police against the people, and I'll give you my reasons. Can I paint a broad brush and say that's the way it is all the way across the case? No, I can't, but I can tell you this, that when I was a teenager, when I was a little boy growing up, teenager, police officers are totally different. They were totally different back then than they are today. Today is like something's going on, and I believe the problem is training. Because you need to know, all of you out there, you need to know that, number one, police officers, you are an enemy and you are a threat on these public roads. That you need to comprehend and understand. Number two, when the police officers pull you over, they are not your friend, they are not your buddy, they're not your chum, and they're not your pal. They are there to get some type of a conviction, an arrest, or any way that they can upsell you, be it pull you over for a tail light or a bulb out, and then they can make more money for the state. Police officers are revenue makers and revenue generators for the state. You need to get that. Because the majority of times when you're pulled over for, let's say, allegedly a routine traffic stop, you've harmed no one, period, whatsoever at all. And so I want to get all this out and get the education of that, again, because I want to use this as a teaching tool. All right. My advice is that with all that you can, you comply with the laws of traffic. All right. And try to be discreet as possible, because these people are motivated by fear, and that fear comes from the training that they receive. And you have to understand, I know quite a few police officers, and not only do I know a few, some of them have even come here when we hold our gathering of the saints meeting, and we do survival training, and we teach handgun acquisition. We teach people how to move. We teach people how to defend themselves, how to carry themselves, and conduct themselves in public. So I've had police officers from all over the United States. I've had Army Special Forces, U.S. Army Airborne, ex-drill sergeants, We've had Navy SEALs come. I mean, so you're not talking to someone who is inexperienced, and you're not talking to someone, or you're not listening to someone who doesn't know what they're doing. All right, and it pays to not allow your emotions to get the best of you. Now, today when people see the police, there's a literal disdain that comes up in their spirit. And it's a disdain when they look right back at you. Is that with everybody? No, it's not with everybody. But police officers are charged to be professional, and professional at all times. Why? Because they are a public servant. They are your servants. And they are charged more than anything to be honorable and respectful first to you. And as the old saying goes, you get more with honey than you do with vinegar. But too many times, more often than not, we can look on the internet. I don't care what demographics you are, be you black or white. All right. But we look at all this fear that's going on and stuff, and we look at all the Islamophobia that the news media hypes up and everything. That puts even more fear. We watch all these people getting shot and killed dead on both sides of the fence in this world that we live in today in America. And we saw this one guy just in Minnesota just literally get shot dead. The police officer asked for his license. Now, you've got to reach to get your license. And he gets shot right in front of his girlfriend and his child in the back seat. What I do is I try my best to talk to our people and train them how to react and respond if necessary. If necessary. Because now I want you all to really truly listen to me. And listen to me real good. We've got one life, and that's it. And you still need to realize more than anything, regardless of the uniform, that cop is a human being. And if that cop is filled up full of fear, and you are a terrorist, and then they target you because you look different, and you are different than the people of that general area right there, the last thing I want to hear, and mind you, at the time when all this went down with Sister Carol and Sister Nelly, I am in Kansas City, Missouri. I'm way far away. All right. But I know that I have the confidence that both of them know what they're doing. All right. So, it's obvious that the police officers of today are not getting the training that they should. And it's obvious that they're full of fear. It's obvious. It's obvious that they're in fear for your life, but in fear for their life. But guess what? The general public is in fear for their life because there's just not too many good stories on the internet about relationships on routine traffic stops or even being called. With police officers, we seen a little child, Tamir Rice, get shot and killed, dead, just rolled up on and just gangster dang shot and stuff. I mean, just dead. Now, when I was a little boy, y'all see, it's hard for us to comprehend this. We used to run around in the neighborhood with toy guns, water pistols, and we would play, like we're shooting each other. That's what we would do. We would play like that. Even before my time, boys used to go to public school with a rifle or a shotgun. They'll leave their rifle or shotgun right at the door. And then they would go out immediately after and go hunting. Whew. Now, I'm showing you how much the time has changed. So the police officer has a very black mark on them. There's not too many people in the country that respect them. I understand what the news media is there to try to persuade your mind a total different way. But for those of us who have boots on the ground, boots on the street, we have a total different opinion and perspective. Just like, for instance, the United States of America has a total different opinion and perspective of who they thought should be president as opposed to the mainstream news media. Everybody in mainstream news media wanted Hillary Clinton. But the American people wanted Donald Trump. And for some way, somehow, I don't know how it happened, he ended up getting confirmed. I don't know. I thought it's going to be deception, undermining, cooking the books, the whole 9 yards, just everything. But the American people, we're tired of people being literally abused. And we're their masters in this country. But anyway, let's go on with it. While I was away in Kansas City, Missouri, we had a young man, 40, I think Brother Chris was 43 years old. He passed away. Just suddenly passed away. Myself and Elder Rufus, we flew out to Kansas City, Missouri to officiate the funeral. And of course, we, spent time there with the family and everything. And then, of course, the next thing you know, and I think this was actually during the funeral. It could have been. Or maybe, I can't remember the date now, but I do know this. I got interrupted from my trip because Sister Carol and Sister Nelly, and Sister Nelly didn't start recording right away. But they all told me what was happening. Now you have to understand, I'm a man, and I believe in protecting our wives, our sisters, our children, automatically. And I'll always have in the back of my head, I just pray that nothing goes down while I'm away, because I have to travel. Because I'm a soldier. You understand that? I'm going to just say that and leave it at that. All right? I'm not scared of death, even though I don't relish dying, but I'm not scared of it. And if, the rules are engagement. I know I got some I'm trying to get a little bit out here, and I'm not going to try to make this a long video, but I'm going to go ahead and get with it. In the military, the rules of engagement are this. You don't fire until you're fired upon. When you're fired upon, then it's open season. Okay? Now, the majority of people, or the majority of countries out there, they don't have the training that the United States military training has. Now, I'll say that, and I'm going on. Sister Carol gets pulled over for allegedly speeding, all right, in Scottsville, Kentucky. Watch this. Give you a little bit of history about this. Now, if you all follow me, you know that our women, they cover their heads and they wear long skirts, or i.e. dresses. And they wear no makeup, all right? They are very humble, beautiful people, and they're the last people you'll think there will be a threat, all right? But with all of this Islamophobia and stuff, you have to understand, where we live at, between the town I live and then the adjacent towns around, I guarantee you, if we was to say that there were 100 or 200,000 people, I guarantee you that there's probably not even 50. And I will probably stretch it out. There's probably not even 100 black families in that area. I guarantee it. It's that small, okay? Sister Carol, when our daughter was in college, Sister Carol was up there. She was visiting Lydia, and I was in Bowling Green, Kentucky, doing some work. And I asked my wife, I said, "Do you have your firearm on you?" "No, I forgot it." And that's one thing I hate that. I hate that, but I forgot it. Okay, because not only if she forgot it, now I'm obligated to give her my firearm, and then I have to travel home without one, and that's why I hate it. Because I don't think that, my personal opinion, that any man or woman in the United States of America, I don't think that you shouldn't be armed. Now, that's my personal opinion. I don't trust this world. You may have a lot of trust for this world, and I understand that many of you have doctrinal issues. You can go ahead and have that, but I don't have that doctrine. I don't believe it. So anyway, she says no. So I discreetly hand Sister Carol my firearm. All right, and I take off and I go on down the road. Her and Lydia go into a shopping store. All right, mind you, both of them have head coverings on and have skirts on, no makeup. All right. And mind you, Kentucky is a state, and I don't understand this stuff, but this is the state. If you conceal carry in Kentucky, you have to have a license. If you open carry in Kentucky, you don't have to have a license. In Tennessee, you have to have a license to conceal or open carry unless they've done changed it recently, which I haven't kept up to date. All right, mind you, Sister Carol it has a concealed carry license, or let's say a carry license in Tennessee, which Kentucky is reciprocal or has a reciprocity agreement with Tennessee. All right, now I'm giving you all that to throw it out there. So they go into a department store, they come out, next thing you know, they are met by 6 armed police officers. They're like, what in the world? Now, put yourself in them shoes. I mean, the fear is real. 6 of them, guns drawn, the whole 9 yards. Gun drawn and everything. And this was probably in 2000, I don't know, 8, 9, 10, somewhere along in there, okay? And Carol's like, what in the world is going on? And so, of course, Carol puts her hands up because, you know, they want to see your hands because they want to make sure. And even today, if they see your hands, you stand a high percentage because of fear of getting shot. Because when you got adrenaline going and you got your finger on that trigger and stuff, and especially if you have altered the trigger mechanism and stuff, and the shot goes off as a surprise, you get shot. Once that bullet goes down and it comes out of that chamber and stuff, you can't take it back and say, I'm sorry, because what's done is done. And I'm going to tell you all something. I don't care who you are. If you get a chance to save your hide, you will lie. You will do what they call a lie. If a police officer accidentally, allegedly, there's no accidental shootings, but if he shoots someone, I promise you, they will lie their ass off because they'll know that their butt is going to be in a sling, at least by the general public, because they're protected by the system because they're part of the king's soldiers. Y'all comprehend me? All right. So anyway, big old scene. And so next thing you know, Carol's at this time, she's hot, she's pissed, and she's giving them some lip. All right. She's giving them some hard lip because our sisters are not afraid, nor are they in fear of their life because of somebody has a badge and a gun. They don't. They know who they are. They know the laws. They know how to conduct and carry themselves. They know where the line is. But she had, so what happened was somebody, the cop says a white woman, this is how he put it, a white woman called and said that she saw a black man, and my wife's black, damn it, give you a firearm. Is there something wrong with it? Is there something illegal about that? I guess so much fear about it is that, now mind you, Bowling Green, Kentucky, it's a college town, and the only black people up there in that college town is the majority of students, of college students and stuff going to WKU, all right? So anyway, they got cops' cars all over the place. They're making a scene, embarrassment, the whole 9 yards. And they run Carol's license. They take her purse from them, they run her license and everything. And Lydia is livid. Lydia is really livid and hot. My little daughter, man, she is just off the chain. She just off the chain. And they take her gun apart. They take the bullets out of it. All right. And all this and stuff. And after they do all this theater and have all this show and all this pomp, okay, they come to find out she's clean. They give her back her weapon. And it's always, we're sorry, ma'am. But what the hell what was the probable cause? Because somebody said, you go to Bowling Green, Kentucky, I guarantee you're going to see half the population up there open carrying guns. And there's a lot of people concealed carry. So you mean to tell me you're going to respond like that just because a white woman called in and said that she saw a black man give a black woman a gun and he went into a department store? Now, look at the picture being painted. Fearful. See, I understand racism and discrimination. You call it what you want. Dress it up all you want. But to us, we're experiencing racism and discrimination. So when Carol got home, I set her down. She got calmed down. And I listened to her very closely. All right. And then from that point forward, I showed her what she should have said, what she shouldn't have said, because she couldn't have done anything any different. In other words, I trained them for something in the future just in case. And that's why I usually have our sisters always, y'all sisters, y'all hard-headed sisters listening to me. You should never, ever go outside those gates of Straightway unless there's two of you together. Are y'all hard-headed people listening to me? Are you hard-headed husbands listening to me? Man, because when you only got one side of the story, and let's say one of you in a hypothetical situation is you find yourself under fire and stuff, most people out there ain't got enough awareness and stuff to watch the other person stuff. So, it's better to have two of you. Are you hard-headed people listening to me? Whether you like it or not, we are in a hostile environment. You may trust in America and the people of America. You may trust in the system of America. You may trust in the police of America. I don't. And you know what? They don't trust you either. And one day we come out, find out that a cop done shot and killed you dead. There's only one side of the story is going to be told. That's it. So anyway, I made an assessment. This said told Carol what to do. So we get back home. Anyway, I'm all over the place. I guess because when I think about it, I get upset. So I have a video right here that Sister Nelly had recorded of this so-called traffic stop. And what had happened is that Sister Carol was driving along. All of a sudden, lights come up. And the guy said he pulled over for speeding. And the first thing I asked Sister Carol was, where's your Valentine 1? Did you have your radar detector in the car? No. And you can only imagine the tongue lashing she got from me from that. And so she gets pulled over. The police officer asked her, can I see your license? Carol, her purse is in the back. She turns around, reaches in the back, and I'm going to say this now. If you're driving a vehicle, be you male or female, you need to get into the habit of putting your wallet right there so not only you can see it, but the police officers can see it. You need to do that. All right? So that something like this that just happened with Sister Carol doesn't happen to you. Because we call this a win situation because she got out of this situation without getting shot. All right? And if my wife would have got shot, I'm not like you people. I would have had a total different response than you people do. And I'll just leave it at that. Because I know how my wife thinks because I teach her. I know how they think. All right? Now listen to this. Watch this. I teach all our sisters here. I know exactly how they think. All right. So you need to get in the habit of putting your traveling with your license accessible right here so that your hands can always be seen. Because these people are loaded with fear. The training that they give them, they're terrified because the way they say is, I'm in threat of my life even if I see a gun. I don't care what, even if they see a gun, they going to go off crazy as hell. So anyway, Carol reaches to the back. She reaches in her purse to grab her license and a gun fell out and boy, all hell broke loose. Go, get out of the car, get out of the car, get out of the car, get out of the car. And boy, you have to understand, the first thing that flashes through Sister Carol and Sister Nelly's mind is Philandro Castile, Alton Sterling, Sandra Bland, because I keep them informed and abreast. We actually do an assessment of each one of these situations that have gone on that we get public knowledge of, and I teach them and show them. And next thing you know, Carol's out of the car with her hands up, and there, man, within minutes or seconds, man, there are 6 police cars there, including unmarked cars, and plus extra unmarked cars. And I mean, they are making a scene of a scene. You're going to see in there the Sister Carol sitting over at the guardrail just like this. Sister Nelly, she's getting hot, but she actually held her resolve. She actually held her resolve pretty good. When it's all said and done, the police officer asked Sister Carol, why didn't you tell him that she had a firearm? And Carol said, again, I'm going to paraphrase, are you crazy? Ain't no way I'm going to tell you I got a firearm. You know why? Because from my perspective, from our perspective, and being in Scottsville, Kentucky, are you following me? And we know that people in Scottsville, Kentucky, they may be a little bit different than up there in Minnesota or whatever. But I tell you one thing, she said, I'm not going to do that because do you know what happens Do you know what happens when you tell a police officer you got a gun? People get shot, and then they get lied upon. And then you get scot-free, and I'm dead, and I'm gone off into eternity. That's the reason why I say you need to assess every situation. Because when you go out that gate, anytime you go out of your house, you don't ever know if that's the last time you're ever going to be seen or heard of again. Because the way that these cops lie, the way that they deceive, the way that they falsify information and stuff, they're not about to incriminate themselves any way, shape, fashion, form. And besides this, they got the system on their side. You look at the ratio of cops being prosecuted as opposed to Americans. Anyway, I'll let you see the video. I'm going to include the video right here. You take a look at it for yourself. But anyway, in both cases, the first time, many years ago when Lydia was in college, Carol turned around, took her gun, loaded it back up, chambered it, and put it right back in her purse right there in front of the police. And, of course, she did that because she's upset as hell. And then this time, the cop actually hands her gun back because why? We want to check to make sure that the gun is okay. Okay, see, the gun, when they tell you stuff like that, that's called an upsell. Because you could have been gifted that gun. Somebody could have gave you that gun. But if that gun would have been used in a crime or something, now they got something on you. See, everything about police work is about upselling. Getting more revenue, getting a conviction, throw you in jail in order to get into other people's back pocket. Because you think you don't have money. The system already knows you got money. And when you don't think you have money and stuff, all of a sudden you will come up with the money to post bail or bond. I promise you will. And they know that. And so that's what it's all about. It has nothing to do about being legal or lawful. Nothing to do with that whatsoever at all. That's the world we find ourselves in. And of course you're going to hear Sister Nelly. She's hot. She's really hot. She's hot. And they just told her, I'm not going to tell you. Because why do they don't tell them? Because Pastor Dowell, I don't care what the law say. I don't care what you say in your class. And none of our sisters or none of our brothers will ever tell you they have a firearm. Not with all the damn people getting shot to death out here on these streets. No, we got our own personal response. So I had to sit them down and go over another assessment of how to do things. All right, learn from this. Again, that was a win situation because she didn't get shot. Nelly didn't get shot. Nobody got killed. There was no return fire coming back. It's a very inconvenient situation. So that's a win. And you very rarely get many of those. And I promise you one thing. When they ran her license up here in this region, I guarantee there's like, oh, crap. We know who wife that is. Oh, boy. I guarantee it. I'm a very peaceful man, believe it or not. I know that many of you get me confused when I'm disseminating information. I know you confuse me with my preaching style, but you don't know me as a man. But I'm a very honorable, respectful, law-abiding man. I'm not a felon. I'm a veteran. I have nothing on my record, not even a speeding ticket. I mean, I have nothing, not even a seatbelt violation. And I travel all over the country and the world. I do. I know the laws. I know how to comply. I know what to do, what not to do. But Pastor Dowell, I teach them, don't you ever tell them nothing. You let them figure it out for themselves. All right? And I know they want to be able to know. I know we're not going to tell you just so you can have the jump and start shooting the hell out of us. We're not. I'm sorry. You are the ones out there, police officers, you're the ones that cause that type of response from us. We're going to do everything we can to assess every situation to protect ourselves against you. Because you're not there to protect us. And I know this. And most of you don't know that, but you need to know that the police is not designed to protect you. You can only protect yourself. 99% of the time, after a crime is done, the police comes with a very nice, expensive, sharp pen to take a record of it. That's about it. And if you ain't got $300,000 like this one family does up in New York to look for their daughter that was out jogging in the city, with no way to protect yourself. Now she's dead. And all you can do is get on and get in front of the news and mama starts cussing and fussing and carrying on. Oh, that's all right now, right? It's okay for she do. All right. I get it. We get it. Well, we're not going to tell you just so you can start shooting. No, we ain't going to do it. We know exactly what we're doing. And I'm going to go ahead and, without further ado, let you see the rest of this video. And I ain't got nothing else to say. I had to wait a while to get this video and stuff so I could keep myself in a very calm demeanor. And I promise you, be it where I live or the surrounding counties, I guarantee you they all know. They all know. You know, we had a brother and sister move from California here. And it's a white brother and sister. A white brother, Mexican sister. They moved from California here. And it's amazing how that the police officers up here, the sheriff's department up here, they knew, no, the police department, they knew that that white man and his Hispanic wife went to church here. In other words, why do I say that? Big Brother is watching you because Big Brother's scared to death of you. While they tax you half to death, they're scared to death. And everybody, I'm going to keep saying it again. I want you all to listen to me. I'm going to end my statements on this. The police is not your friend. They are there to do a job. And they're trained a certain way to do their job. They're not your friend. They're not your buddy, your chum, or your pal. They're not. They don't care nothing about you. From the time they pull you over, they start lying. They ask you questions, and truthful questions, expect you to answer them, and it's all just so that you can incriminate yourself, and you don't even know this. So don't tell me that Pastor Dowell don't know what's going on. Let's go ahead and go with the video. Let's go with the video. I hope you learned something from this. I really, truly do. I think it's a bad situation. Now, I will say this. Rural police officers have a total different perspective than those in the big cities. The police officers in the big cities, they on edge. They on some serious edge because there's a lot of killing and murder. There's a lot of killing and murder goes in rural areas, but not like it does in the big cities. And so you're going to get a different response. I will say that you can tell this is a young man. At least he's young to us. And you can tell he really, truly didn't mean any harm. He was just doing his little training thing. But you can tell he's terrified and fearful. Because that's the way they've been trained. All right. He at the end he tried to be tactful and respectful, and I'm sure that they realize that we don't like being harassed. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, my personal opinion is that my wife again being targeted. Why? They wear head coverings and they wear skirts, and in this area up here, women don't wear head coverings and skirts. They wear jeans that look like they've been painted on. They wear these spandex or leotards or something like that, and high heels and with boots and big old coats. But they love showing their form, their shape, and their figure. And people are comfortable with that for some reason. But when they see a woman covered up, all of a sudden they're treated like terrorists. Call it what you want. Here's the video. Y'all have a good day.
This is a show. Really? We get pulled over for supposedly speeding and the whole world is out here. Oh yeah, he took it. Kissing butt. White people kissing white people's butt.
I said if you want to have a seat in the car, that's fine.
You're going to give me my gun back.
I'm going to give you your gun back.
Some money. Okay.
We're running the serial number, make sure it's not stolen.
Okay.
And as long as it's not stolen, you'll be fine.
It's not. All right.
I'm freezing, but I'm gonna stay out here. I have a better view out here. Carol, you shouldn't go in the car. You should stay with me because I could videotape everybody that is in the situation better. I know you stay cold. You'll be fine. Surprised they haven't thrown us on the ground by now.
Okay, man. We're all set. We're going to do a warning for the speed. And firearm. Y'all are free to go. Hopefully y'all have a better day. I'm sorry for all this, but
My wallet.
I put it back in. I didn't break the last thing to put it back.
Okay, and next time.
Yeah, next time, you know, you're a permit, you have a permit to carry concealed, that's great. I'm definitely a big advocate of everybody safely carrying a firearm. Just let us know ahead of time. That way we're aware of it. Like I said, when you first fell over, your gun fell out and your hand's right there. Big officer safety issue. So if you get pulled over, just let us know. I have a firearm, I do have a license, and ask the officer what you like him to do. Sometimes they might want you to step out. You know, as far as I'm concerned, you know, how I would have handled that was I would have asked you just to, you know, maybe hand me the purse so I can get your wallet out.
And you know not everybody handles it like that.
Well, that's how I handle it. Not everybody does the same.
What happens if a person says to you, officer, I need to reach for my wallet, but I am a concealed weapon, and you know that there is a gun in the car. Most police officers nowadays, according to YouTube, fast and they start shooting. Many people have died. If she would have handled your wallet right there, it shows that she is a concealed weapon. Do you have any weapons? Yes, sir, I do. And she could have proceeded from there, but I think, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You have to understand that I called for backup.
A lot of backup.
Because a handgun just showed up and her hand was right
Yeah,
there.
but you had already pulled us out of the vehicle, and
No,
you
weren't
had
out of the vehicle at the time, and they were still coming.
you had grabbed the weapon. So at that point, you don't need 6 police officer cars coming.
Well,
Made a big scene and embarrassed
I
us.
wasn't trying to make the big scene or embarrass you. But anyway, I can't tell you how your officer feels, but it is definitely a good thing to let them know.
And you know that's why a lot of people don't say because they don't have officers as fast. I'm just telling you from a general civilian standpoint. But no, I do appreciate you letting me know from the morning. I really appreciate that, sir.
I had no intention of writing it first, but I was going to ask you so much. I think it's a very good policy just to let an officer know. They can't kind of give up how I did. You can see it without knowing what's in the post.
So when you get my license, you're going to know that I have it anyway. Correct? That I have it.
You're from Tennessee. I don't know if your record would show in Kentucky. State license. Well, I know in Kentucky, if you run a license, they have to set their permit or license. I'm not sure about Tennessee. If another state will advise us if you have to conceal carry.
All right, I gotta go get the children from school. I'm late.
All right.
And mind you, they allegedly got pulled over for speeding. It turned into all of this. And I asked Sister Carol, I said, so did you get a ticket? Nope. Just gave back my gun and have a good day. Now, wait a minute. If you was going 19 miles over the speed limit and stuff and they pull you over, wouldn't you think that they would want a ticket? Maybe they had a little mercy because they found out that neither one of these sisters were a threat to their way of life.